Welcome to the blog this week, and I apologise for the delay in between the blogs, but we had some logistics issues that we had to work through. But we're entering into the final week, the culmination of the TAB Regional Championships. And what wonderful championships they have been to date. 5 heats to go in the Riverina and the Hunter. What have we got already? We've got Craig Cross with 5 starters in the final. In the Metro Division, Amanda Turnbull has 3 starters in the final of the Western Division. The barrier draws, of course, will all be run in accordance with the normal closing times of the meetings, but at 10 a.m. in the morning. So we'll get that out there on our media platforms so that everybody knows how those barrier draws come out and how important they are. TAB are working very closely with us, of course, on this championship because they are the sponsor and they are the people who are putting up this tremendous funding, which is going to really our grassroots horses in the area of below 70 national rating points. So with these final, there will be first 4 jackpots on each of the finals. There will be TAB bonus bets for account holders. So if you aren't an account holder, get an account with the TAB and get some of those bonus bets. But looking forward to, as I say, the final 2 rounds of heats in Wagga and Newcastle, and to a very big week next week where those $100,000 finals are there to be won. And of course, in front of me here you can see one of the trophies that a trainer or a driver or perhaps even the owners, but the owners are much bigger than this one, will win. Highlights of the last week, or really it's the last 10 days, there have been plenty of them. We kick off really with what occurred last night, and that was 300 winners as a trainer for Harry Martin. Everyone knows Harry, everyone loves Harry. Back to the great old days of double identity. For a man of his age, isn't he continuing on in an outstanding fashion? A do-it sort of a guy, and a do-it well. Harry Martin, congratulations on those 300 winners. If anyone saw Where You've Been Boppin' win the TAB Championship heat at Wagga, that was outstanding. 153.5. Yes, he will take some beating in a final, but as I say, the barrier draws are still there to be done next week. The Trotters Derby, the New South Wales Trotters Derby, I don't think I've ever seen a more exciting race with Elite Stride and Anthony Butt just tearing away from the field coming to him as he came down the straight, but in another record, 157.9, it was a fantastic effort from Elite Stride for Mary and Emilio Rosati. And when we talk about Trotters races, of course, we had what I can only call a bit of a fiasco with the Bull Eye Trotters Cup, with the barrier strand catching on the back of a gig. And to his credit, David Wanson, the racing manager who was holding that barrier strand, put his hand up and said, all my fault. But we were able to run the race, and it was run for the $30,000 on a Tuesday afternoon, and the horse And You for Alex and Jared Olchin were very successful. Then we switched down to see Nathan Hoy win at 100-1 with Seals to Shannon in Wagga. Well, you can win any of these races. Benny Setri. Benny's been around the industry for a good while, not as long as Harry, of course, but Benny, it was fantastic to see him qualify 2 horses for the Western Regional Championship. And we talk about Harry, well, it's all about Harry, but really, when you look across the board, all these meetings, 10 days, yes, there were 6 meetings conducted across the 3-4 regions where there were 8 different trainers winning on those programs. So the regionalisation is affecting us, but it certainly is getting the winners to be widespread. The COVID update this week centres around some of the restrictions that have been lifted by the government. We're working very closely with the government. We're talking with the government at all times. As we talk with Tabcorp and our wagering partners as we come out of COVID-19, it is still a long way to go, but we'll get there as quickly as we can. We're certainly looking at regionalisation, and I suggest that people look at that as well. We want to be able to end regionalisation as soon as we can, but at the same time we want to be very safe in what we're doing. Only yesterday we had a meeting with a Zoom meeting with a number of trainers and officials from right round the state looking at programming during regionalisations. Some of what came out of there we're already doing. we can always improve, and we'll take on board what we've got there. The other parts that we're looking at is really how can we get the horses in the metropolitan area safely. That is one of our first subjects that we'll be looking at next week. So hopefully we'll be able to overcome that, and we'll allow horses to come in and race at Menangle for the metropolitan meetings. I'm not talking about any of the other meetings, whereby the same trainer, the same driver that normally handles these horses in the regions will be able to be at Menangle and compete for what is the higher prize money at this time. One very important aspect with what we're doing with the regionalisation, with running these race meetings, is social distancing at the race meetings. The eyes of the world are on us because we're out there on Sky Channel, we're on Foxtel. The number of people watching harness racing at the moment has gone significantly higher. The amount of publicity we're getting has gone significantly higher. It may not be in the traditional places you perhaps look, but across all social media, all platforms, that coverage is very strong. But one of the things that people do look at is social distancing. So if you're at these tracks, remember there is social distancing protocols in place. Please, as trainers, as drivers, as officials, heed to those social distances, be compliant and keep our industry going forward. We have the great luxury that we haven't closed down like so many other industries have closed down. They are starting to come out of those closed downs, but they're under very, very strict protocols. We wouldn't like those protocols placed on us. So everybody in the industry, let's pull together, let's keep going, let's get through this, let's get back to racing as we know racing, prize money as we know we want prize money, and work hard together to achieve those goals. And to close the blog this week, Harness Racing New South Wales will instigate a number of reviews. Some are already out there. The first one that is out there is about the New South Wales Breeders' Challenge and the Trot New South Wales schemes. I categorically say Harness Racing New South Wales management and board have made no decisions on this. There is no reductions in anything we're doing with the Breeders' Challenge or Trot New South Wales series, but we're looking for industry input. So take the opportunity. The input, the submissions close in the middle of June, so we really need people to attend to this matter and come to us. There'll be another review undertaken as well, and that is in relation to the differentiation between the prize money and the categories offered at race meetings in each district, each region. What the goal is of Harness Racing New South Wales, the drive of the board is to provide 2 race meetings in every region in every week. Perhaps there can be extras in a week, but no less than 2. But this will need input from clubs, from participants. We have to be all working together to achieve this goal. So that review and that submission, it's got a few more days on it rather than what the Breeders' Challenge one has, but please take your opportunity to do that. And when we talk back to the Breeders' Challenge, we have the postponed series. We have to work with what we're doing with that between September and October this year. We'll be addressing that first and foremost in the review of the Breeders' Challenge so that we can get out to you, the owners, the trainers, what you need to do to have your Breeders' Challenge horses ready in possibly late August, more than likely all September and into October, so that you can compete and you can take your opportunity to win some of the wonderful money that we provide through the Breeders' Challenge and you help us provide. Take the opportunities, please go forward with it, and that's it for this week. So a long week between blogs, but hopefully we'll be back on track next week, and we'll have a blog out on Monday or Tuesday, possibly even Wednesday, as we head towards the very rich TAB Regional Championship Finals. Have a great week, everybody, and if you've got a horse in those finals, I wish you all the very best.